You'll see that picture on the front there. It's the new Scout, like SUV. Totally disappointed in it. Man, this guy's got a nice looking garage. I need to get my garage looking like that. But totally disappointed in it because the old Scout was a beast. Oops, let me put this on. Was a beast in the woods, man. It was a four-wheel drive machine, and come to find out, it's not going to have an engine option. It's going to be a EV. Totally disappointed in that, and it's like I think it's almost the same thing as a Rivian, and I don't know if a Rivian's American made or what, but they're like a they're like a company that makes exclusively electric vehicles. I mean, I'm not opposed against electric vehicles, but man, dang, a Scout was known for just being a beast in the water, dude. People kept Scouts, man, and kept them in prime condition. We're always getting them upgraded because they quit making them, and I don't know when, but they quit making them, and so people were literally just fixing them all the time. New motors, whatever, if that's what it needed. New paint jobs, and they weren't throwing them away because because they were a great vehicle back in the day. They looked cool. You could put these white, thick spoke rims on them, and it looked really cool on them. Hello, number one, how you doing? But yeah, it was just it's just crazy that the Scout's now an EV. I hope they bring up a petrol variation. Here, let's see, brighten this up. Oh, hey, what's up, buddy? Soy. Ooh, 11 people. Okay, cool. So, hey, listen, hey, how about one of these? Can y'all give me some of this? Give me some love. So, I've been hearing about these tariffs. They're and Trump uses the term reciprocal tariffs, meaning that it's really not going to be like a one-for-one tariff. It's going to be called it's going to be like, okay, if it has a $25 impact here in the United States, well, the tariff, or like a $25, if the tariff is going to have a $25 impact in the United States, well, it's going to have it's going to have an equivalent impact as a reciprocal tariff, meaning that, if you could only buy, a pair of Converse shoes with $25 as a result of the tariff, well, you'll only be charged the purchasing price of Converse shoes in your or Converse high tops. So, in like, let's say the reciprocal tariff's $25. Let's just use that number. Here you can buy a $25 pair of Converse. So in like, let's say Mexico, maybe you can buy Converse for $15. Okay, and that's what it's valued at. Well, you're not gonna be charged with the equivalent amount of 25. You're not going to get a total of $25 in value at your company. It's going to be in an equal offset. So you're only going to get charged that one pair of Converse shoes, and that's it. So that's the deal. So that's basically what the reciprocal tariff is saying. Even though the shoes are valued at $15 in Mexico, well, they're valued $25 here. Well, you're only going to be charged, a Converse high top pair, a Converse high top shoe worth of tariff and tax. And so You know, that's what the proposal is. You're not gonna get a running bill where you're equally paying $25 here if your exchange isn't quite like that, right? So, you know, it's going to be an equal exchange of like for like a like good or well a like amount of purchasing power in your country, right? So that's what it is. It's not going to be a full $25 amount. Heck, there's some people. I mean, that's like 2 months worth of rent in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? So, you know that's just that's crazy. And Trump just didn't say that he's just going to do that because he's just going to do the tariff. He also said he's going to slash regulation, which will help bring the you know like for instance, I know a farmer and a rancher in my family, and they literally get 12 cents on the dollar. That's their profit, 12 cents. And so you know, so therefore if they want to have a good income, they've got to mass produce like a lot of livestock or a lot of vegetables or whatever to offset the 12% taxes and regulations. And it's just freaking stupid, man. And you know, and it doesn't make sense. So, you know, so people are gonna, you know, so that's gonna help the farmer. He said for every one new regulation, they're gonna slash 10 because people are overregulated, and that just drives the cost down. So, you know, that's like the big problem. And you know, so people are just looking at the front end of this problem and, oh my God, we're going to increase the money. So when you drive the cost or when you're affecting the cost with regulations, you're affecting the purchasing power of everything else. And, you know, and that's why people are suffering here and like crying out. So the front end, it looks, oh my God, the costs are going to go up. The back end is, well, if the average person pays, like, I think it's $14,000 a year in taxes. Well, under Trump's proposal, hey, how about one of these? Thumbs up. Under Trump's proposal, you'll keep the $14,000. We'll collect our taxation through tariffs, and then you may pay for American goods on average of $6,000 a year, but you've really got a net gain of $8,000. But you still have the option to buy the cheaper, maybe Chinese import. But you know what? It's going to move the price points closer so you can afford to buy American goods, and that's good for several reasons. It you know, consumer spending, you know, and especially locally is if let me think. You know, so a business opens up, he gets business, hires employees, and you know, and all of a sudden he's you know, he's got a big factory or whatever, or maybe a farmer or whatever. And they open up all these additional markets. I'll talk about the farming in just a minute. I'll come back to that. But if he opens up a big manufacturing firm for, you know, domestic made shovels instead of foreign made shovels, like what they're doing right now, because it's easy to manufacture those. Good investment opportunity. Hey, what's up? Is this Red? Yeah. So it's kind of hard to organize my thoughts. So, you know, you're opening up these manufacturing firms. Well, all these businesses, when do you know, like a factory to not open up, that all these other little like hamburger joints? So it just creates a lot of employment opportunities. And so when you have a high, you know, when you're moving the price point together, for trade, for foreign and domestic products, well, you still have the cheaper option to buy the foreign-made products, but you also have the option to buy an American-made product too, because because one, you don't have the $14,000 debt, the tax debt that you normally have, and you'll be able to afford maybe a $6,000 increase. But my prediction is that will come down in just a matter of time, because business owners, I mean, like I said, farmers are only making 12 cents on the dollar that they produce, and that's fucking ridiculous. So, and I'll tell you something else, for all these climate junkies. When you do have farming, if you've ever gone to West Texas, here, I need to drink some water here. Hold on. If you've ever gone to West Texas, you know that every bit of farmland, agricultural land, every space is used up. And, and that means that there's no trees or heavy, thick vegetation, and what happens with that is that you're interrupting the water cycle, okay? And that's how you get dust bowls. Trees are responsible for moving the water out of the ground into the atmosphere. I mean, it's a scientific principle. So that's going to have an impact. Interrupting the water cycle is going to have an impact on any kind of environmental problems. You want to keep the atmosphere clean? We'll throw some water in it and clean it out a little bit. Have it bring that down. Trees, large forests, change weather patterns. So overtaxing farmers where they have to produce more, and then the water just makes it more expensive. Oh, god dang it, it's hard to keep track of this. The water cycle stops essentially when the trees cut down. And trees also provide like they keep water in a specific area because they slow evaporation down and stuff like that. Yeah, that's true. So, and then the thing about it is, if you look up the prices of eggs in Mexico, I think they're down around $2 a dozen. What are we paying here? $8. So why is it the bird flu over there? So that's my point. But another point is that I was talking to someone earlier, and I just looked it up, and and RFK. He said that there's not going to be any promotion of like the flu vaccine, and probably shouldn't have said that, but he let me just go over here to the left here. No promotion of the flu vaccine, so you're not going to see any commercials on that. And I was talking to someone else earlier about autism, and I went and looked it up. And the quote inside the text that I was reading is that typically the doctors notice signs of autism when kids are getting their vaccines updated, their shot record updated, and that's when they notice it. And so there is some kind of correlation there. I know if it was me, and I read that, but they also said that a lot of medicines, when they have pregnancy, are also that people are on like different medicines normally for this, the cuckoo medicines normally, and some for seizures. They've noticed an uptick in people that take that with autism. So, there's no conspiracy. I mean, it's an observation, and it's written down. But anyhow, so yeah. Yeah, so Red and I both have chickens. You know what's weird? Since DJT's been in office, I don't know if my feed's getting better or what, but my older hen started laying eggs. I got 2 eggs from her one day, and she hadn't laid an egg in a long time. I've been getting like 3 to 4 eggs a day from 3 chickens. So that's really cool, right? So she's obviously starting to feel better. And she's an old chicken. She's 5 or 6 years old, 7 years old, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how long. I got chickens right around the same time Red got them. Maybe not. Maybe I got them sooner, but anyhow. Man, I like this place. I'm gonna go to this place and get some on the grind. But I don't know. Did everyone understand my explanation for the tariffs? The tariffs, people are only looking at the front end. Oh, how long ago did you get them, Red? Oh, okay. So my oldest one's probably like 5 years old. Yeah, and she's starting to produce eggs. They're small ones. They're small olive ones, but man, they got a really dark yolk. Oh yeah. So Mama knows. So does everyone kind of understand the tariffs? Give me a thumbs up of what's going to happen with the tariffs, and you know, and it's going to be in conjunction with slashing regulations. But and then you know, the Gulf needed to be renamed so you know, DJT can drill in it, and I'm pretty sure we're going to get some cash out of it. But it's if everything that I'm thinking comes true, we won't have any problem getting it. I'm doing good. Yeah, can you give me a just one of them Mexican mocha, just a small one?
Just a small. Did you want that hot iced or blended?
Iced.
Iced. Alrighty. And did you want any whipped foam top?
Nah, just regular, whatever comes with it.
Alrighty. It's just gonna be $5.14. Thank you.
But no, up top. Did it go?
Sorry, my reader needed a little second. Alrighty, there it is. Here you go. Just gonna ask a quick question. Alrighty, we'll have that ready for you at the window. You have a nice day.
You too. Man, everyone wants tips. But yeah, I'm gonna get me a coffee, man. I need a coffee. So mama knows. Give me a thumbs up at the top here. Up at the top. Up here. Share the live. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. Everyone's kind of bad mouthing this, and no one's really looking into it, and everyone's like, hi there.
Hello. Hello. Here's that drink and your straw.
All right.
Have a good day.
Yeah, you too. Well, the sun's out. I don't know if y'all can see this here. Look, it's absolutely beautiful day. Does that look like a chemtrail cloud? But it is beautiful. So I predict that my business will start picking up here soon. And I'll be doing good. But anyhow, so also what I found out is that that people are like he's giving people notice at the VA. Like one the first hospital that he named was at the VA in San Antonio, the one I used to work at. And one of the complaints that he had, which just seriously, is that they got all like he put out a blanket email, and people are I need to go on a road that I'm familiar with, but they're saying that there's employees at the VA hospital that are collecting a check that aren't actually there. They're fictitious, and someone rerouted the money to their bank account. And I believe it. San Antonio, dude, when you think of crooked, you know, we're talking down south, bro, cartel and all that, and that attitude does not disappear. Being entitled. So if they're robbing you know, the VA, then you know, and you know, if anyone brings this up to anyone, they're like, well, do you have any proof of it? You know, especially these English bloggers. You need to go talk to those people, man. They're just, I mean, they're making a bankload off us on TikTok and stuff, you know, because they're disputing all of our stuff, and they live overseas, like in England and stuff. And I told her, I go, no, I showed it to you, but you can't see past your gnats because of your dirty teeth, man, you know? And that's what I said. So anyhow, but so that's pretty ironic. On top of there being fake Social Security recipients, there's now fake workers at the VA. Crazy. And I hope every one of them get fired. All the white guys that I know that work for the government, they all, even though they were tired, they all feel forced out. They all felt forced out. You know? Seriously. They're like, all right, get the hell out of here. And, you know, so, like my friend Fred, he served 20-something years as a pharmacist in the Air Force. And then he went and worked civil service at one of the Army hospitals around here as a pharmacist. And he said every time he said something, it was like he was saying something wrong, he said. And I don't know, it's just crazy. I was actually thinking about calling him and you know, and telling him if he heard about this, and he's gonna go, oh, shit, because it's absolutely crazy what's going on, dude. I mean, the fraud that people are committing. If that's in fact the case, it's the bullshit that people are fucking committing. Can you believe it? So I don't know, man. I had to go for a drive because I told my wife's studying with the kids, and I already studied with one of them. I taught him how to write some sentences, and I put, and he's starting to read. He's in second grade, and I put my sentence read, my Tia is beautiful, and so is her, and so is her, and her good-looking husband, and her good-looking, and my good-looking uncle Paul, I think so, or something. And I had him write this sentence out and read it or whatever, and he was all laughing and stuff. And then I put, Elion has a big butt, and he was reading it, you know, he was like, Elion has a, and he started laughing. He couldn't hold it in. But you got to make learning fun for kids, because, you know, if you kind of add a little mischievous into it, then they enjoy it more. But anyhow, I was making them read, man. We got when we got them like almost a year ago, dude. They weren't. We got them last May, and they have not. They've been living with us ever since, and they did not know how to read at all. It was horrible, and we have really tried hard, dude. I mean, like I can't wait until this YouTube channel like starts earning some money, man, because it'll be nice to have some extra cash, man. I'm feeding these kids, man, and I did great with my wife and I, but God, 2 more extra mouths to feed. And then you got to buy them things, you know. What, like if I like to go bike riding, well, Uncle Paul, I want to go bike riding. Well, I have to buy them a bike, you know. So I don't know, man. It'll all work out. This truck's almost paid for, and you know, and it's I don't even know. It's not even got 100,000 miles on it. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Okay, so I've only put 25,000 miles about on this rebuild. Okay, because I had about 71,000 miles when they blew the engine at Toyota because they didn't put oil in it, and I drove off, my engine blew. And then they put a new engine in it, but they said, well, we only have to do 25,000 mile engine. That's considered a replacement. So I've only put about 20,000 miles. So I got about 45,000 miles on this motor in this truck, and it runs great, man. I mean, I'm every time I go to Toyota, I'm just gonna just have to check the oil myself, man. I'm gonna go this way, kind of take a more scenic route. But I actually, I don't know if y'all have ever seen me drive this route, but sometimes I drive this route and there's like some old houses out here. Hundred thousand miles in 1 year. No, it's not been in 1 year. This is a 2019. It's been 5 years. So it says 90,000 on the odometer. So it's a 2019. So it's what 6 years actually. It's 6-year-old truck, and I'm getting ready to have it paid off. I took and it was zero percent interest, but the thing about it is they got me on my old I traded it in. I traded a a Corolla in, because my wife was like, this car's just too small, and I go, I told you, I don't even know why we bought it. And so we traded it in, and we were upside down in it, and we had to add that onto this. And so I would already have it paid off, but I had to pay off 2 cars. So yeah, oh well. God, this coffee tastes so good, man. It totally quenches my thirst, man. That water's just not doing it, man. Oh, you're driving a 2014 car? Yeah, I mean, I have a Tacoma, and I asked, and normally my wife bugs me for a new car, but she's like, man, it's nice not having a car payment. So I mean, that car's the only thing is that like the blowers on the dash aren't working, so you don't really use the AC. Now the heat works because heat kind of you don't really have to blow heat. Oh yeah, it's nothing on a Toyota. No, it's not. Well, this is that V8. It's the old the 4 point, I think it's 4.7 liter in here. V8 is actually the old 289 motor that Ford made. They took that block and put it in this truck, and it's a great. I mean, it has plenty of power. I mean, if I just like put it in cruise and I'm like, you know, going right the speed limit, it gets great gas mileage, like I said, like a V6. But if you know, I wish that they would put this motor back into the truck and turbocharge them, because it would be awesome. You wouldn't have to do that twin overhead turbo if you had this V8 in it. But man, once we start drilling, man, oh, you have a Toyota? Yeah, I mean, they're great cars, dude. I had a 96 Corolla, and I paid $2,000 for it. And it was a little old lady had it, and it had a dent on the door, like a small dent. I mean, it wasn't like this huge eyesore, but it kind of looked very dated. And so the next time that I got some tires on it, I changed out the rims and kind of had these spoke rims on it, and it looked really nice, man. And I sold it. I paid $2,000 for it, and I sold it for like $3,500. And I, you know, and the guy goes, "Well, hey, man," and I don't think I got $3,500. I think I got $3,000 for it. But I told him, I go, dude, I don't care what you said that the blue book is, because like I had under 200,000 miles on it. The thing ran great. And I go, you're not going to go anywhere and be able to spend $3,000 or $3,500 to get a vehicle like this. I don't care what. I mean, it's worth to keep me if you ask me too little. And so I ended up selling it to him for $3,000. He goes, well, it was like 29. And I had that vehicle. I mean, it was less than 200,000 miles. You know, but when I sold it, and I got it, had like 95,000 miles on it. I took good care of it, man. Oil changes, and but now some of the roads did kind of. But that guy was like, man, this is the only car that actually looked like an. Oh, you have a Yaris? You're a big dude, man, and you have a freaking Yaris? That's funny, dude. But you know, right around the firewall, inside the firewall, underneath the hood, like where the shock goes up into, you know, that metal they used to tear in those in other Toyotas, and so you'd have to like get that welded and stuff, or put this bracket in there and like, you know, and get like a longer like a shock or something. I don't know. I'm not very. I mean, I can work on cars, but I don't know car terminology. But anyhow. But this place right here, man, they make this like Mexican barbecue. It's good, man. Very good. And they're like doing a lot of construction out here. This is like my where I grew up out in this area. And it's just horrible now that it's all like all the cities coming out here. I grew up in the country, man. I used to sleep in the woods behind my house, just out in the sun, man. I'd wake up and I'd have freaking deer like looking at me like I'm out sleeping in the forest, you know. And the canopy was so thick that even if it like not rain, but like would mist, I wouldn't even get wet. The canopy was so thick that I slept under. No bugs either, man. It's amazing. Probably because of the fire, but yeah, I slept right on the ground out in the middle of nowhere. But well, this live's getting ready to be done because I'm almost home. And I just wanted to go on and kind of explain everything about the tariffs and all that. And, you know, so basically, you know, if you get a Converse high top amount of tariffs in the United States, right? Well, even though the Converse high tops are $10 cheaper in your country, well, that's all you're going to be charged. So it's going to be maybe a 10 to 15, you know, so it's the purchasing power. What you get, that's how the identical purchasing power is what you're gonna be charged. And so it's not gonna be like this. People are fear mongering over all this crap, dude. And you know it's not right. I mean, and these are Americans, dude. And they're like politically party, and they don't believe in the waste and fraud either. But yeah, like here's where I live, like here, let's see, like this is the where I live right here. It's beautiful out today, man. It is absolutely beautiful. It was like cold like yesterday, even this morning, but it warmed up real quick, man. And so anyhow, what else was there that I could bring up real quick? Touched on a lot. So I was talking about the Scout. Oh yeah. You're in Sedona, Arizona. Yeah, I mean the weather's beautiful down here today. Now, like all the birds, you know what sucks about here is like you cannot sleep late when the sun comes up, like in springtime and in early summer, dude. You are going to hear non-stop birds. You won't be able to sleep. They're just loud, man. But anyhow, yeah, this field right here, they always plow it up, and like I'll go and like I'll bring like two. I'll go for a walk with my dogs, and I'll bring like 2 backpacks, and I think it's just like grazing corn. I don't know what they do with it. I think they just plow the field up, plant corn, and then. But it sucks for my business. But I go out there and get the corn and I feed it to my chickens. I was trying to eat it myself, but I think the chickens like it because there's like just a bunch of bugs inside of it when I bring it home, and they like just chomp on it. And but when they plow this field up, it's like it's you know, because like the effect of plowing the dirt up is kind of like synonymous with like how rain treats the soil. And it makes all these bugs get freaking born, and they're called agricultural termites, the worst lawn pest in the freaking world, man. For down here in central South Texas, I'm just north of San Antonio. Man, they will devastate a lawn, dude. If you don't catch them, they got mole crickets, and that's supposed to be like the worst, and grubs. Honestly, I think down here the worst bugs are chinch bugs, and then these agricultural termites can be worse than chinch bugs, like over a shorter span, because they do more damage in a shorter time frame. But most people, when they get these chinch bugs, they're like, oh, I need to water my lawn more. And that's the problem with it. And you, well, it's just not greening up. And it's because they got these chinch bugs, and you have to go and treat it. And so, man, that's what I want to do. I want to start playing some Frisbee golf. But oh, and blackout curtains, yeah. Oh, I got, dude, my room. Okay, my wife and I mean, we do not sleep in the same room because we have like totally different sleeping habits. And like, I cannot sleep with like a little night light on. I cannot. I have to have it dark, dude. In my room, you can walk in there right now, and it's just a little 10 by 10 room. She can have the big master bedroom, you know, to herself. Matter of fact, she can never get comfortable on it. And so like I bought her, well, like, so we got these like curtains in it in the house, and in that bedroom, and it is just dark in there, man. I could go in there and sleep right now, man. It's not dark, but you know, it stays dark for a long time. And I don't even have to have the AC on in that room because it just stays cool because where it's at in the house. It's really nice. It's like it doesn't catch any sun from anywhere, man. So it's real nice. I guess it's got like a heat sink or something. But I'm almost home, and I'll read these comments, reply to them. So hey, Red, did you ever comment on that one video that you said you couldn't comment on? I think it was a short, because I did have to change the comment setting on it, and I think you're getting blocked because of your controversialness or something. I don't know, but it doesn't. It had a setting there that I had. It's like, I don't know, risky comments and less risky or something like that. But I didn't change it to just let all of them through. But anyhow, here I'm almost home. I'll read the comments in my truck. I'm gonna go ahead and back my truck into my driveway because I might have to work. But yeah, the grass just ain't gonna be growing, dude. It's just not growing yet. By the end of the week, it should be. But yeah, it's just beautiful today, dude. We should have gone bike ride. I might go bike riding by myself. Yeah, because this stuff going on the news, dude, is just foolish, dude. So, I know Red made a video about it, but how soon do you think that cash is going to cling? Ching. People, yeah, I have a. Oh, did she sell that house? Yeah, I think it's sold. Let's see. I got to go by there now and see if it's sold. I think it's sold. Wow. What am I had a lawn over here that got sold, I think. Maybe the people are putting it on a rent. The one-story housing market, dude, right now is crap around here, dude, because new homes are like 0% interest. But the good thing about out here is that our taxes are low, man. Like city taxes, like practically non-existent. But I don't think that I got that lawn anymore. It's right behind my house. I'm like on Galloping Oak. Let's see if she still has the sign up. It looks like the sign went down. It was getting kind of those people were kind of upset with her, and she, oh nope, it's still there. Cool. At least I got a lawn to mow. Maybe by the end of the week. Let me see how it looks. Yeah, it probably. Now, by the end of the week, if it doesn't get cold, yeah, it could be mowed. When they got the weed lawns like that, the best thing to do is just cut it short. And if you keep cutting it short and they're consistent, you can get that Bermuda to kind of come up and kind of strangle out those those weeds. But I might. It depends. I don't know if my wife's working. I mean, I got a good wife, dude. She's a good woman, man, and I like eventually, she's gonna have to go back to work. I mean, dude. Her work situation's absolutely crazy too, dude. I don't even want to go into it, man. If I've talked to you about it and you know about it, you're like, yeah, that is crazy. But I mean, she's collecting a paycheck, but dude, she's like she wants to go apply at the VA. I told her I go apply at the VA because I got veterans preference, for her. So, and she goes, well, why don't you go and apply? And I go, well, I don't really want to do healthcare anymore. But okay, let's see what we got here. All right, the blindos and blackout curtains. Yeah, Red needs them. The town next door just opened up a Frisbee golf course. If you're new to Frisbee golf, they have a 3 Frisbee set you can buy. Start with that. It's like $30. I cannot comment on any of your shorts unless it's live. It must be on the risky comment list. Okay, well, you put yourself there. Shame on you, Red. Shame on you. Oh, okay. Friday. All right. Well, hey, man. Dude, this is a good live for me because it'll probably get me like an hour's worth of watch time, and that's what I need. But y'all have a good day, man. God bless.